Are you a travelpreneur who dreams of building a thriving business that gives you more time, financial freedom, and the flexibility to work from anywhere? Then you're in the right place, my friend. This is the Passports, Profits, and Pixie Dust podcast. I'm Lindsay Dollinger, and I've built multiple six-figure businesses while traveling the world, living life on my terms, and helping women entrepreneurs do the same. Whether you're a travel advisor, an online business owner, or someone looking to add more adventure and income to your life, this podcast is here to guide you. Each episode, I'll bring you business strategies that actually work, productivity hacks, branding and marketing expertise, and plenty of pixie dust fun to help you create a business that fuels your passion for both profits and travel. So if you're ready to scale your business, attract more leads, and build a brand that lets you work from anywhere in the world, let's dive in and create and own your magic together. Hey friend, welcome back to episode 3 of my mini-series all about sales psychology. Well, really psychology and selling travel. So first episode of this was all about sales psychology and personalities. Last episode was about prices. And today we're going to talk about why your clients or potential clients might be ghosting you, which is something that I personally do experience. And I feel like all of us do. Let's be real. If you're out there and you're like, I've never been ghosted by a client, okay, we both know you're lying. Let's just be real. So if all goes well, when you're listening to this live, I am traveling home from Puerto Rico. I've had the most epic 10 days down there in the Caribbean, and I have a week left before school starts. So I am batching out some content to make sure that I have a little bit of wiggle room and extra time to pour into my travel advisors, because I am a travel agency owner of At Last I See the World Travel. And then also my clients, because I have... well, obviously lots of clients right now, lots of people booking, lots of bookings to catch up on this week as well. And then also the things like getting my hair done before I go back to school and all that stuff. Wanting to spend some time at the water park. We have Kings Island annual passes this year. So we've been spending a little bit of time at the water park this summer, which has been really fun. So that's my personal life update. Hopefully getting home tonight late. I think my plane lands like 11 o'clock. And hopefully smooth sailing, smooth flying, no travel delays. That's what we're putting out into the universe. Okay, so today, why clients ghost you and why it's probably not what you think. So I'm sure you have had a client who seemed like the perfect lead. They fill out the inquiry form. They answered all your questions. They're excited. They thank you for the recommendations. They hop on the call. They are ready. Maybe they even definitely said like, yeah, send it over. We're going to pay the deposit tonight. You spent hours researching. You built the beautiful proposal in Turn or TravelFire, wherever you're at. You hit send, and then nothing. Crickets. You send the follow-up. You send the other follow-up. You send the third one, the fourth one. You send them a Facebook message. Hey girl, where you at, right? Sound familiar? If so, I want to start today's episode with something I wish someone had told me years ago, and that is ghosting is usually a psychology problem, not a personal problem. And you've probably heard before, like, don't take it personally. Yes, we can all say that. But it's hard not to take it personally, right? Because we spend all of this time and energy and effort crafting the absolute best, most perfect experience for someone, and then they ghost us, which I still, a lot of times, really think it's rude. But we're going to dive in today a little bit about the psychology of that. Because people ghost because making decisions can be emotionally difficult. And while we're going to talk about why it happens, I'm also going to give you some tips on how you can hopefully dramatically reduce it from happening to you. So we assume ghosting means rejection. Here's what our brain tells us. They hated my quote. They found someone cheaper. They're working with someone else. I must have done something wrong. They wasted my time. And sometimes all that is true. I'm not going to sugarcoat. Not everyone's great, right? Sometimes those things are true. But honestly, lots of times it's not. Because human beings avoid uncomfortable situations. We avoid change. We avoid conflict, right? Ghosting is often conflict avoidance, not rejection. So think about your own life for a sec. How many unopened emails are sitting in your inbox right now? Or unread Facebook messages? Or if you're one of those people who's basically a serial killer and you have unread text messages, like one of my coworkers and closest friends has like 1,200 unread text messages on her phone. My brain, every time I see the notification, like her whole screen is notification. I cannot. I have to be at notification 0. I am that person, okay? However, anyway, I digress. How many texts have you forgot to answer? How many Amazon items are sitting in your cart? I am guilty of this. It's just human behavior, right? We get distracted. We got a lot going on in our lives. So we all do. And it's not necessarily that we have a personal vendetta against Amazon, right? It's not personal rejection. One of the biggest travel advisor mistakes that we make is that we think more options equals better service. And that's just wrong. Behavioral researchers have studied this for years. When people have too many choices, we often choose nothing. We freeze. Imagine walking into an ice cream shop, one that you've never been to. They have 6 flavors. Well, easy. Great, right? I've narrowed it down. I don't like those 2. That one's not my fave. I'm going to go with this one. Now say they have 126 flavors. Whew. We got to read through all those. We got to read through it twice. There was one that we kind of liked over there on the left, but we forget which one it was, right? You're overwhelmed. Travel works the same way. We have so many options. Do not send them 15 resorts to look at. Do not send them 12 cruise itineraries and 8 room categories for each one. You become the expert. That's your job. Narrow the field. People are hiring us to eliminate options, not create more. Decision fatigue is real. I want you to think about a client. Heck, think about yourself. We're making decisions all day. Some of you have kids. I do not. Kids, jobs, meals, bills, school schedules, activities, and then you go and send them a proposal with 37 decisions to make. They got to pick out which insurance they want. They got to pick out which hotel. Do they want the dining plan? Do they want the park hoppers? Decision fatigue is real. No wonder they disappear. Our goal is to reduce cognitive load. So instead of asking as a call to action, what do you think? Try, based on everything you shared with me, this is the option I would recommend. And then they can go back and forth. Okay, yes, that makes sense, but instead of 5 days, let's do 4. Done and done. Leadership reduces stress, so you get to be the leader in your business. People fear regret more than they desire joy. This one's always been fascinating to me that I've heard psychologists talk about this on podcasts and in books before. It's called loss aversion. People hate making the wrong decision. So sometimes more than sometimes more than they enjoy making the right one, they hate making the wrong one. So that means your client isn't thinking, what if this trip is amazing? They're thinking, what if we spend $10,000 and hate it? I mean, I know I have to be really intentional about stop thinking about all the things that could go wrong and start thinking about the things that could go right? I'm sure you've heard that before. Your expertise then reduces perceived risk. That's why testimonials matter. That's why your own travel experiences matter. That's why those certifications and credentials that you can get, trainings, matter. Those connections with your BDM who shared that this was an amazing resort, or heck, your membership in something like Mexperts or Cruise, I can never remember it, Cruise Content Library, where you can actually see pictures of things and hear people's opinions. That's why those things matter, because that's going to allow you to replace the fear in your clients with confidence. Another psychological principle is that small commitments lead to big commitments. People are more likely to finish something that they've already started. So I want you to think about Costco giving out the samples, the free trials. I want you to think about test driving a car. I want you to think about those little tiny commitments that lots of businesses and companies make. As travel advisors, we can use this ethically. So instead of ending the conversation or the email with "let me know," let's ask for one small step. Would you like me to place this cabin on hold for you for 24 hours? Should I check airfare for the dates mentioned? Can we schedule a quick call tomorrow? All right, so see how all those things are very specific. And there's something that is going to get the ball going and moving in the right direction, because that momentum matters. We don't want to do this and then not talk about it again for a month, right? We're going to have to redo the whole quote again. Following up isn't annoying either. So I've talked about follow-up, not really in this series, but if you go back, what would it be, like 3 and 4 episodes back, we talk a lot about the follow-up, because I know so many of us advisors worry that you're going to sound pushy. I'm going to give you permission today, because following up professionally, it's not pushy. In fact, people expect it. I don't know about you, but I know I'm all the time getting emails like, you left something in your cart, from different places. You know, those cart abandonment emails. they're a good reminder. And I would say probably half the time, or if not more, I end up going back and buying that thing. So the key is adding value in your messages. So instead of just, hey, checking in, emoji, no, try. I was thinking about your trip today, and I remembered this resort includes airport transfers, which could save your family hundreds of dollars. Or I wanted to let you know this promotion ends Friday. Or I found another option that might fit your priorities better. Are you free for a call tomorrow afternoon? Every follow-up should answer the question, why is this worth opening and why is this worth responding to? Silence doesn't always mean no, though. One of the biggest mindset shifts I've made is silence doesn't mean rejection. Sometimes people have the sick kid, lost their job, someone passed away, they got overwhelmed, they forgot. They had unexpected expenses come up, so they're not interested anymore. They went on another trip. They needed time. Your follow-up system should assume positive intent, not being offended. And I know, so it hurts when we see that someone booked with someone else, or you see them posting things on Facebook that look like everything's fine, but they're not responding to your stuff. One, we don't always know what's going on with people behind the scenes, right? So I want you to remember that. People are usually not, they're posting their highlight reel right over there, right? They're not sharing all this stuff. And two, sometimes people are just embarrassed to say, I checked my finances, this is not going to work. So we get to build a system instead of feelings, because this is where systems can save your sanity. So instead of wondering, when should I follow up? Let's make a workflow. So this can look different, but here's some ideas. Maybe you're going to do a follow-up and you maybe even have it automated. But on day 2, day 5, day 10, 2 weeks, 30 days, and then 90 days. And then after that, I'd be done. You don't have to remember. Your CRM is going to remember that for you because we have systems, friends. Yes, I know you do. You're not following up emotionally. This is a business. You're simply serving consistently. Oof, I love that. Simply serving consistently. That's what we're doing. And one more thing. Like I mentioned, sometimes people do book somewhere else. That's okay. They weren't meant to be your client. They might have been a total pain in the ass, and we didn't want to work with them anyway. If you have ever read Jamie Kern Lima's book, Worthy, I'm going to mess this up because I feel like I always mess up her quote, but I've heard her say it a lot because I saw her in 2 different keynotes about Worthy. And she always says rejection is God's protection. And I like to remember that anytime that someone goes to me or they say no to working with me, or whatever, anything, any sort of thing. They say I can't be a podcast guest on their show or what, any sort of way that I am rejected or turned down. Rejection is God's protection. And ever since I heard that, I'm like, ooh, I love it. No matter whether you're spiritual or not, if you aren't, then, maybe it's the universe's protection. Not every client is your client. Your goal isn't 100% closing rate. When I hear people talking about that too, I have 100% closing rate. And I just have to wonder what their business is really like. Because I'll be honest, I do not want to work with 100% of the people who are coming to me. So I don't know if you have different people coming to you or not, but I don't want 100% close rate. Anyway, your goal is serving people with excellence. I've got weird hair strand over there. Okay. If someone chooses differently, wish them well. Leave the relationship intact. We don't have to burn the bridges because life changes, jobs change, budgets change. People come back. I've had clients return years later because they remembered how professionally they were treated, even when they didn't book with me for the first time. It's a long game. This game is a long game. We're in the marathon. I got my marathon shirt on. We are running the marathon, friends. This is not, we're not sprinting. So your homework this week, look at your inquiry process. Ask yourself, am I creating clarity? Am I creating more decisions? Am I making it easier for people? Am I making it harder for people to say yes? Sometimes increasing your bookings isn't about finding more leads. It's just reducing that friction from the leads that you're already getting. Ghosting isn't fun. It never will be. But when you understand the psychology behind it, it might help you stop taking it personally, stop chasing people, stop using your mental energy on these people, stop spiraling, and instead, you're a guide. You simplify, you reassure, you lead, and that's exactly what your ideal clients, the right people for you, are looking for when they reach out to you in the first place. If you loved this episode, if this made you breathe a little easier the next time someone goes quiet, I would love it if you'd share it with another travel advisor. Tag me in your socials. I'd love to hear if you loved this series, The Psychology of Selling Travel. This is my first little series on here. And who knows, maybe I'll do a bonus episode next week. I have an idea for a bonus episode, a couple one actually, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Okay, friend, go out there, keep dreaming big, and create and own your magic. And I will see you on the other side.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you're leaving today inspired, princess, to create, own, and spread your magic to the world. If you found value in this episode or know a girlfriend who needs to hear it, would you screenshot it and send it to her? And if you're feeling really generous, pop it up on your IG stories and tag me at Lindsay Dollinger so I can see you loved it and tell you thank you. I appreciate you. Now let's go do some amazing things. Bye-bye. Hey, fellow Disney lover, are you looking for magical, comfy fashion? Then you need to check out Bella Bling Shop. Bella Bling's size-inclusive line is perfect for park hopping, princess races, or just adding a bit of everyday magic into your life. Much of the artwork of this comfortable clothing line is hand-drawn, unique artwork. I know this because I watch my sister do it. Yes, this is my sister's shop, and she takes so much time and care into everything that she creates. Every single piece is special. So again, whether you are just getting excited, going to the parks, whether you're getting ready to run a race, or whether you just want to add a little bit of Disney fashion into your life, make sure you check out Bella Bling's adorable, comfortable styles. Visit www.bellablingshop.com. You know I'll put that in the show notes for you. And make sure you use code PODCAST, all capital letters, to get 10% off your first order. Tag me when you get it, and I want to see what you decide.